Naíomh Cara, agus fáilte ród arás. Hi guys, welcome to Irish Pagan Cork, and I'm just going to say a few words there. I'm going to head away to West Cork now for the Lughnasagh weekend. I'll be doing my annual pilgrimage to Drombg Stone Circle in County Cork, just off Clonakilty, and Rosscarbery, Glandore, that kind of triangle area. Now, you probably have seen in some of the videos here on my ritual. I was there earlier this year, out just purely by chance. That was for my good friend Andrew Gibbons, who hopefully will be doing a live interview, as he is a Druid with the Order Bards and Ovids and Druids in England, and also the founder of the Order of Celtic Wolves. Now, with that, this be my third pilgrimage to Drombg. It'd be my fourth year in a row going there. But normally I go there at dawn. Now, this time now, since I have been going very early in the morning, just at daybreak, and last year, since the weather was ufásach, between rain non-stop and high winds on the Saturday, I was very lucky that on the Sunday it was not raining, and then it started lashing out in the heavens again then on the following Monday. So I was very lucky then with the weather. But it was very dark as well, because there was a lot of cloud cover and you couldn't really see the daybreak properly. And you might see that from a video here as well, where it was very dark, especially on the Lughnasagh video. Now, the only thing is, it's very hard actually to do a live ritual there, because of the actual coverage that's out there. It's a very remote area, and the coverage breaks up there quite a lot compared to if I was in Lughnasagh Stone Circle up in North County Cork, or if I was anywhere else. Like there are some places where you don't get coverage, unfortunately. Here in Ireland, we're still trying to sort out our broadband, which is getting there eventually. Now, one thing I would like to mention as well is that I do bring my liagcoircal Prasanna, which is this book here. You can see my slatted direct firmly attached to it. Now, this is a personal book, which I have my own personal emblem, which I designed, which is right here. Now, with this one, now I just this is actually a personal recording. Now, it's also oscuelga, and it's also Sríomh os Seangailge. So I write in the old Irish style of the manuscript as well. Now, I just give you an example of what it's like in there. So we'll ignore the artwork. But like, for example, now the one we will be looking at here is around Beannacht Talteen and Downach. Now, basically, this is the time it's coming up. So Beannacht Talteen is the time of the goddess Talta, and Downach, Crom Sunday. So basically, these are both Irish events that happen here in Ireland. Reek Sunday or Crom Sunday has become kind of a pilgrimage for up Croagh Patrick every year, where you get a mixture of neo-pagans and you get a mixture of Catholics who will actually walk up the mountain itself. Now, Beannacht Talteen is the festival of the goddess Talta. Talta would be in mythology the foster mother. Now, she's Verbulloch, the foster mother of Lughnasagh, or Lugh with the long hand, or long reach, or long arm, whichever way you want to put it. But basically, I like to put it in kind of an Irish song, Irish poetic stanza in the old style. Now, the only thing is with Lughnasagh is that there is no marking I have found yet on archaeological sites. Now, most stone circles, especially Drombg in County Kerry, there at the border of Cork and Kerry, it has a central burial stone in the stone circle. So you have your usual solstice connection, where it goes through the portal stone onto the burial stone, and which is on the center, and then hits the axial stone or the altar stone. And also there's markings where the sun shines and hits the altar stone and hits certain markings there by the axial stone, which will also indicate the equinoxes and also Imbolc and Samhain. So there are indications there, and I must actually go through Drombg there, and I might be able to show the markings there when I'm doing the video there later on Sunday. One thing about Drombg is that there are 3 Bronze Age burials there, burial sites within the stone circle itself, and then you also have the remains of a stone hut, and you also have Fulafia, which is a Bronze Age cooking area, basically. And it's quite fascinating history there, which I'll go through. Basically, it was excavated there in 1958. There was also a bit of a legend there where a psychic was brought by the landowner to the actual site, and she had a vision of a man in white, or sorry, a man in blue, sacrificing a child on some sort of stone altar. Now, there's no evidence to suggest that there is actually been human sacrifice there. There is evidence to suggest there has been sacrifice there with the remains of animal offerings. Now, there is 3 burial sites there, which would be what was in the actual bronze pots was found to be attire that would be suitable to a person of high social status within the Bronze Age, which might be a chieftain, child of a chieftain, or could be the religious leader at the time. We're not too sure. But I suppose if you do go into it, you will get to know a bit more. Now, with the, as you can see, so basically, as you can just bring it up here, so you can see the style of script that I use for it, and as well as the Oscuelga. Now it's in modern Gaeilge, not Middle Gaeilge or Sean Gaeilge. So it's actually modern Gaeilge. Now modern Gaeilge has changed again. Now I have done from what I've studied in school, and what I also use is the Gaeilge that's learned, that was standardized in 1958. Now, as new words come in, the Latin alphabet seems to be coming in slowly but surely as well, since the late teens of the 21st century. So it's been quite different to when I was learning back in the 1980s. So Aaron Modern Inu, de Rare Mara Aaron Angrian Egor et Tarov. So there you go. A bit of old standardized Gaeilge there for you. Now I'll just close that there. Now, one thing about this book as well is that it's I contain all the rituals that I've actually put together for myself. You know, this is a personal account. It's not an account for everyone to use. It's a personal one. Whereas some people might want to do a script, but mine would be the basic elements plus my own personal beliefs. Like, for example, if we go a bit further, I can't find it. It's actually after writing quite a lot in here. It's quite interesting. There we go. Now I also have my Parson Ohm script. So this is kind of more the archaeological findings of Ohm script. So as I use this as a reference point for my workings, like on my Slata Driat, I have. Let's take it out there. Now, this is actually made from a twig of hazel that I found at a storm. There was a hazel tree and an oak tree, and it was whichever one was drawn to. Now, in Irish mythology, it's always hazel, so subconsciously that's probably the reason why I probably went for it. So they see a piece of twig that was blown off the hazel tree, so I fashioned a Slata out of it. So as you can see, some of the ohm on it there. You might be able to see it there. I think you can. But essentially, this always goes to me whenever I go on ritual. Now, some people might accuse me of not using a Druid ritual. Other people would, but it's what is Druidism? It's neo-Druidism. It's not. It can't be old school, ancient Druidism, because we haven't a clue what they were doing back then. All we can ascertain is that there was funeral rites were used quite a lot. It's from Neolithic times right onwards through the Bronze Age, right through the Iron Age. And we also know that, especially with in the early 1900s, it was written in the book The Irish Druids and Old Irish Religions, which is a collection of the academia at the time by James Bonswick. Basically, he actually mentions that the 1600s was the time which the old ways were actually wiped out of Ireland completely. Also, Professor Pickett, who wrote The Druids, very archaeological book as well. He also writes that this the 1600s were died out in Ireland, and there's a few other ones like Mark Williams, professor of Oxford, in his book The Irish Immortals, which is about on Irish archaeology itself and Irish culture. That also indicates that it was nearly wiped out, firstly wiped out in the 1600s. And this would be the time when Cromwell came over to exact revenge on what he thought was happening to the English in Ireland. And then basically the Irish were kind of subjected completely. They were sent to, was it to hell or to Connacht, is his famous saying. And that's where basically Irish actually survived there. The Irish language actually survived there. Irish culture survived there. And it's through them that those that actually remained in the west, in the extreme west of Ireland, is that's where we still have all our old ways are still found there, as they did not die out completely. They were just enacted in a very small way. But we still have some of the culture and some of the old ways are still there because of their survival through there, and especially with the language surviving as well. Although the Great Famine actually did wipe out the majority of speaking Irish then. But look, I'll get back to that another time, and I'm completely going off. Now, as I said, now I'm going to Drombg Stone Circle on this Sunday morning. Now, I'm hoping it's going to be good weather, like you can see the sun shining in there behind me. But this is the morning, and this is Ireland, so yeah, you get about 4 seasons in 1 hour, never mind 1 day here. We've actually had snow in summer here. Back in 2001, I think, in May 2001, it actually had a snow shower. I was outside working at the time, and next thing I started going, snow? May? Happens. That's the kind of climate we have here. It's completely deranged. Now, I would going to end this broadcast there, and I would like to say, Gor Míle Magat, fake hours gone on, and I'll talk to you another time. Gor Míle Magat.